To begin, remove the motor assembly by removing the 6 5/16 hex head bolts which hold the motor assembly to the pump strainer housing using a 1/2-inch wrench or socket. Next, attach the motor assembly from the pump strainer housing. Now the diffuser is exposed and ready to be removed. Unscrew the 2 diffuser screws using a Phillips head screwdriver and pull the diffuser from the seal plate. Then remove the impeller ring. We are now ready to remove the impeller. Start by removing the screw that holds the motor canopy to the end of the motor, and then remove the motor canopy. To prevent the motor shaft from turning while removing the impeller screw and impeller, carefully place a 7/16 open-end wrench onto the end of the motor shaft. The next step is to remove the impeller screw using a 3/16 Allen wrench and turning clockwise. The impeller is now removed by turning counterclockwise. Next, pull the spring seal assembly from the motor shaft. Now remove the seal plate from the motor by removing the 4 3/8-inch bolts that secure it to the motor, using a 9/16 wrench or socket. Now slide the motor away from the seal plate. Next, remove the motor support bracket from the seal plate. Press the ceramic seat and rubber cup out of the seal plate. If tight, use a screwdriver to tap the seal out. If replacing the motor, make sure the replacement motor is the correct part number and horsepower for the pump. Begin reassembly by attaching the motor support bracket to the seal plate. Next, secure the motor to the seal plate using the 4 3/8-inch bolts and 9/16 wrench or socket. Now lightly lubricate the rubber cup portion of the new seal with either P80 rubber lubricant or vegetable oil. Firmly press the new ceramic seat with rubber cup into the seal plate with the polished ceramic surface facing out. Gently wipe the ceramic portion with the soft cotton cloth and denatured alcohol. Next, gently wipe the black polished surface of the spring seal assembly with the cotton cloth. Now firmly press the assembly onto the motor shaft with the black polished surface facing the ceramic seat. We are now ready to reattach the impeller. While holding the motor shaft stationary, screw the impeller onto the motor shaft clockwise. Next, insert the impeller screw into the motor shaft and turn counterclockwise using the 3/16 Allen wrench. Place the impeller ring back onto the impeller, making sure the flange is facing out. Now place the diffuser over the impeller and onto the seal plate. Replace the 2 diffuser screws using the Phillips head screwdriver. Before replacing the housing and diffuser gaskets, make sure to lightly lubricate them with Jack's 327 silicone-based lubricant, then reinstall. Next, reattach the motor assembly and pump strainer housing, being careful not to disturb the diffuser gasket. Now fasten the motor assembly to the pump strainer housing using the 6 5/16 bolts and the 1/2-inch wrencher socket. Make sure to follow the torque pattern shown. Reattach the motor canopy and tighten the screw holding it to the motor. Make sure to inspect the pump for any leaks after reinstalled and running. You have now completed the replacement of the TriStar Pump's motor and seal assembly.